Okay, folks, this is a recap. The date is the 6th of February. You're just about to go off for your midterm break. So this is what I'm expecting you to have done and also to do. Okay. Now I'm going to resend you this up-to-date version, but if you're just watching this video, you'll be able to do that changes yourself. Everything that I've highlighted in green, we have discussed, we have talked through, and you should be done slash in the middle of doing or completing. As you know, there's samples of work there in the bottom drawer that we look to make sure you're on the right lines, but you're applying all this to your game that you are creating. So everything here we have on green, including your flowchart and pseudocode, which I give you on Wednesday. Still leave out data dictionary. As I said, I want to talk you through that, but 20 minutes to half an hour will do that. I have highlighted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits in yellow, which I want you all to be working at over the midterm break, along with the working on the Godot game also. Okay. First bit is the event timeline. It refers to the chronologic sequence of events, actions, and assets combinations during the gameplay. So, from your gameplay, what happens first, then next, then next, then next. Okay, kind of like your flowchart a bit, but talking, literally very brief breakdown. This can be helpful to identify what happens during each stage of the game and how assets interact with each other. Now, even you're only making a small prototype of your game. Even discuss what would happen further on if you were to make the full level. Okay, even though they mightn't have it all in Godot, but as long as you're discussing the full level as to what it would look like if it was all totally made. Okay. Progress support for clients. We need evidence of you emailing your client all the stuff, the pseudocode, event timeline, the final storyboards, etc. Um, and get a feedback from them. Example, design work completed, game environment set up, you're on the track or behind according to your Gantt chart. Okay, you send that to them and then get just a response, say, well done, keep going, or whatever. I like the look of the designs and all already. Feedback on design work. So have 3 peers below comment on the feedback on your designs. Okay, so get 3 people to feedback on your story code, pseudocode, flowchart, data dictionary. We can make that bit up for now. And then your overall game idea. What do they think? Now, for merit and distinction, when 3 people review your designs, have them suggest some changes, and then you do them and put the new designs in. You need to show some way that you have a design, and then after 3 peer reviews, they think something else, something should change. So then you go and you change it. Doesn't mean you make massive changes, small and subtle to make the game look better. Okay, and there always is that you have to make some peer mention, to change something small, and therefore you change it, put it in here after this table based on my feedback from peer number 2. They said that this should happen or this should look like this. Please see my updated storyboard or flowchart or whatever it is below. Next section is your legal and ethical considerations. Short report explaining the laws and ethical considerations you have followed to make sure your game is not breaking copyright, etc. Now, up on the canvas is a PowerPoint in that, but at this point, legal considerations, all the laws in which you follow, and then ethical. Okay, making sure that the game is morally and ethically right, and you're not picking on one certain type of gender or type of person or religious background or political background, etc. Okay, so just show examples how you meet all legal laws and legal considerations and all ethical considerations. Plus, to remember, this game is for a certain age of a child, so you make sure that you've showed throughout your designs how have you designed your game to make sure you're not breaking any of these laws or ethical considerations. The principles of game design, I've taken that bit out, okay, because it's very repetitive, so I've crossed that one out. And the last bit then is your diary for game development. This is where you add in your screenshots of you creating the game, of the game screen, of the code, bringing in your characters, etc., etc. Document of any errors and how these were corrected. For example, Connor and James all the night, remember you were saying as you raise your character up, for some reason the access was going into the negatives, and that you then figured out that's how it is. So that was a question or an error that you thought you had, and therefore you then you changed that or you're able to understand what that meant. And any evidence of any optimization you have in there, so there is. Okay. Now, so actually, if there's evidence of optimization, I'm going to take that out and put it here. That's for your merit down there, right? So I'm just going to save this. So I will. All right. That's where I need you to be when we come back from midterm break. I know there's a lot of yellow there, but it's quite straightforward. I've taken a whole section out for you as well. Then we'll come back from midterm. I want to see your Godot games, and then that's all we have left. Now the big bit obviously is testing, okay? But that's all we have left when we get back. So it is, okay? Now I have seen some of the Godot games up here and the skill, and they're very, very good, very detailed. And they just use all resources that were online. So please take a day or two and get a really good, proper Godot game created. Good luck with all this.